Stacking days together and working on the details, the Patriots were back on the practice field looking to improve. Training camp today starts now. Welcome into Training Camp Today, brought to you by Gillette. I'm Megan O'Brien. After 2 days of padded practices, the players were back out on the practice field today wearing just shells. That's not totally abnormal given this time of the season, and it allowed for players to work on technique and make corrections. This offseason has been different for everyone, including the coaching staff. Now remember, there are several assistant coaches who are new to New England. But today, Coach Belichick praised the players for how they've been accepting the coaching and making corrections. We've talked a lot about the rookie tight ends who were drafted by the Patriots in the spring, but we haven't yet talked about undrafted free agent Jake Burt. He's out of Boston College, and he's been impressive out on the practice field. He looks like he can move well and catch the ball, and he was the guy that stood out today. We now welcome on Patriots.com's Paul Perillo to join us. Paul, we've been out at camp for a little over a week, and everyone wants to know, what do you think of the quarterbacks?
Everybody wants to know, and no one really has the answer, right? We've seen a lot of all three of them. Cam Newton, Jarrett Stidham, Brian Hoyer. They alternate when they go first. They alternate the amount of reps they get. They all seem to be divided up pretty evenly. But I did think it was interesting this morning, Megan, when Bill Belichick was asked about it and asked if he needed to identify one at some point, and he admitted that that would be the case. At some point, they'd have to give the guy that they pick as the starter more reps. This is all part of a bigger package. Like, Bill Belichick is not just looking at one throw and saying, okay, that guy's out, this guy's in. It's all part of a bigger plan. It's getting Newton ready, it's getting Jarrett Stidham comfortable, and it's getting Brian Hoyer as the veteran there to make sure he is supporting both of those guys.
Paul, I talked about this in the open, but today the players did not have pads on. Is that abnormal given the different circumstances of this season? They've only been in pads for 2 days.
Yeah, I really don't think it's that much of a big deal. I think that if you look back at times last year, you saw a couple of days in pads and then followed up by a couple of days in shells here or there. Give them a little bit of a rest. I would expect they'd be getting back into the pads tomorrow. We'll see how that unfolds.
Thank you, Paul. There's been a lot of questions about the offensive line, and today after practice, Jermaine Illuminor and Yelda Froholt met the media.
Well, as a pro, I feel like it's your job to, be ready for any situation you're thrown into. Getting traded as late as I did last year, it was my job to, catch on quickly and be ready for any situation I was thrown into. And obviously, I feel better this year, having more time. And, with COVID and everything, quarantine, I had more time to really dig into the playbook and everything. But, it was my job to make sure I was ready for any situation I was thrown into last year.
You got to be able to do as much as you can for the team, and I want to play wherever they want to put me. I want to do the best that's for the team, and wherever they put me right now, that's where I'm going to go in and do my best job. So if it's at center or wherever, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to, again, put my best foot forward and try to do the job to the best of my ability.
That will do it from Training Camp Today. We'll be back with more coverage tomorrow.